Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tired F1 Pod. We are back, and this time both of us are back. Shez, welcome back. You have made your victorious return. How are you doing? Lots happening in your life.
I am back from the land down under. I'm back in the UK for good.
He is back
So
in the UK. There you go.
yeah, yeah. Sad to leave Australia, but excited to be back home.
He's
Hello, London.
Hello, London. He's back on Lewis Hamilton turf, right? So there you go.
I'm not in
I
Monaco. Come on.
yeah. Well, as you can tell, it has been a pretty busy couple of days. No, I'm kidding. There's been literally nothing happening. We're just floating around with rumors at this point, right? And we're smack dead in the middle of the summer break. Teams are actually taking time off. But guess what? Here on the Tired F1 Pod, we take no days off. No days off. That's what we do, Shez.
That's right. In fact, I got Ammar to work even when I wasn't around.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Ammar.
Shez has managed to outsource a lot of his comments through me, albeit not in a great way, not the way he does it. But you know what, Shez? In honor of your return to the UK, in honor of us being smack dead at the middle of the summer break, I figured we'd revive something we've done in the past, right? And for those of you that are new to the setting, we call this segment the Tired Observations. And these are literally tired observations. It's me saying stuff and Shez trying to digest it and question his choices about doing the podcast with me. But here we are anyway. So Shez, are you ready? I have thoughts, I have observations, all of them, by the way, objective, all of them well researched. None of them are emotional. None of them could be conjecture. None of that. It's all pure, honest observations.
I would expect nothing less.
You would expect nothing less. So let's go ahead and do this. So our tired observations brought to you by nobody at this point, but we're open to taking sponsorships. But here we go. This is our mid-season edition. Shez,
Let's
10,
go.
10, the number 10. What
Yeah.
is it? What does it signify?
Slow pat. The number of the number of races we have left before the end of the season.
There you go. Nailed it. Look at that. Slow pat. 10, the number of races left in the season. Shout out to you, man. And shout out to all of our listeners who are keeping us honest here. Now, I want to ask you this. You remember when we were worried about the 2024 season being boring, Shez? Like, it feels like a decade ago that we had talked about it. We do feel like idiots a little bit now, don't we? Which is
Uh,
mainly me, not you, though.
I'd never feel like an idiot. I feel like we're always right on the pulse.
Well,
Yeah, it's been fun to finally get what we talked about at the beginning of this set of rules. We've now got the convergence that we talked about. We're going to every race with potentially four teams that could win it. What more could you ask for?
really,
I,
not
I
not a
don't
whole
know.
lot. Not a whole lot. It's going to be an exciting finish in the championship, right? But
Well,
no, it's not.
maybe a drivers championship would be fun to
You
follow
never
as
know,
well. But
man.
anyway.
You never know. Red Bull are working hard during the summer break. Oh, no, they're not supposed to be working hard. Don't say anything like that. Don't they get in trouble or go over their budget cap? Who knows? Oh, sorry, Red Bull fans. There we go. All right. Here's my suggestion for the remaining 10 races, right? The top three finishers press conference room, recliners, collision course. Do you know how many times we've seen drivers literally laying down on the couch or whatever seating arrangement they have there afterwards? They're waiting on the winner. It happened in Monaco. I think it happened in Silverstone.
What if they just fall asleep?
That's perfect.
Really?
It, I actually think you'll
I
get
mean,
better comments from them when they're relaxed. Like you're gonna let their guard down. Otherwise, you're gonna just get the standard variety. Oh, they're pretty good, and we got, and it was tough race and yada yada. It's like I want some drivers to say some really bad things about each other live right there. So if you get them relaxed, get them a little bit easy, you never know what they might say.
uh, yeah. Or you could just get them really angry before they come into the press conference. Just I don't know. Show them something that would just make them really upset, and then put them in front of a camera.
I like it. I like it. I'd leak some of the reports that we see on Twitter quite often or X these days. That might not be a bad
Oh
idea,
my
actually.
God, yes, drivers reading mean tweets just before they come into the press
Love it.
conference.
Love it.
Yeah, we should
Love
definitely
it.
do that.
Well, who would have thought we'd have multiple race winners from 2024, right? You want to take a guess how many multiple race winners we have?
Two.
No, you're wrong. Three. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and the Leclerc family. How could you forget them, Shez? Come on. Didn't you know that
Uh,
Piastri's been adopted? So the
yeah,
Leclerc family has more than one race win. Come on. Brad Pitt walking around the drivers in the media pen like a driver himself. I don't know about you, Shez, but I got goosebumps looking at that.
no, it's good acting, wasn't it? I mean, that's it.
I love
That's
it.
it. It's
I
it's
love
like
it.
that scene from Team America where he goes, "Oh my God, I've never seen acting that good before ever." That's Brad Pitt. It's like he was born to be there,
My
sort
favorite
of.
part of that was looking at the actual drivers reacting to him walking in, and I think Fernando Alonso had that look of like, who just walked in here? That was amazing. I love that. Adrian Newey, Ferrari, collision course.
Yeah, it's looking less and less likely, isn't it?
I don't know, man. You never
Uh,
know. It's still
sure. I
not
mean,
nothing's been confirmed yet.
yeah. I mean, I never know. But now, even Mark Hughes on Motorsport.com is written a column about Adrian Newey going to Aston Martin.
Charles Leclerc, 2024 Drivers' Championship, collision course.
Oh, why is
Same here.
everything a collision course?
Everything. It's going to happen. That's why. The C in Charles Leclerc stands for
Constantly crashing?
no, champion at Monaco and cursed from Monaco.
Ah, right.
You remember
That's a.
when he couldn't win at Monaco for the
It's
last how
true.
many ever years? He won there, and then since then he hasn't been able to do anything.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But that Ferrari, like I said, they got too greedy, too much downforce, too much bouncing.
All
Uh,
right, we're gonna come to that in a second.
I'm
The F in Fred stands for
financially secure.
no, fix it. Fix it, Fred. Fix it. I thought you were gonna fix it. And the whole reason why we hired you was for all of this to be fixed, or for us to not go through any of this. Like, what's going on? Fix it.
I think Fred got hold of Lewis and thought my job is done. Nah, well, uh,
Wow.
it's been
You're
uh,
taking shots at Fred, man.
it's been a bit tricky for Fred of late, hasn't it? Clearly trying to get hold of Adrian Newey has been a priority, but there's been a little bit of nonsense going on from the top, especially from Benedito Vigna, who really shouldn't have anything to say about the Formula One team. It's not his area, but there he is anyway, talking about it. And now Fred's had to toe that party line as well, if you're to believe what's come out of Italy. We obviously did a video about how actually Ferrari need to just get somebody in that's going to dictate their organization from a technical point of view because they've been lost for years. And they're letting that slip through their fingers. Whether that's a money issue or it's a don't want to give up their autonomy issue, their autonomy hasn't really got the results. So yeah, I don't really understand the rationale there.
We'll see. We'll see. But as you know, Ferrari is working furiously on solving its bouncing problem over the summer, which has me wondering, is this a small or a big bump in the road? I'm also thinking we're definitely going to bounce back.
Oh God.
Or are we going to get bounced out of the championship almost right away?
Oh my God. Who's writing your script, man?
Wait a second. Will Lewis Hamilton help us rebound in 2025?
Maybe.
Fix
It's,
the bouncing, Fred. Let's get a pep in our step, Fred.
sure.
Let's
He
bounce, Fred. Come
sure.
on, we're gonna do it. Come on,
I
ride the Tifosi train, man. Why are you doing
I
that?
no, I can't. Okay,
Adrian
cool.
Newey,
Yeah,
McLaren,
yeah.
collision course.
No, no
Lando
chance.
Norris, 2024 champion, collision course.
No.
Wow. Right. You just come back very salty from Australia, man. Whatever.
No, but I was saying that even before I left Australia. There was that
All
I
right.
didn't think Lando was going to win the title this.
Oscar Piastri, 2024 drivers champion, collision course.
No.
All right. It's the same. Hey, what did the McLaren pit wall say to the Ferrari pit wall?
I don't know. What did they say?
Are we related?
Oh, okay.
The McLaren pit wall, more like the Scarlet Papaya pit wall,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
They've had some fun, haven't they?
They,
I don't know about McLaren. Like any time they have to make a decision, in
it's very
they're unable
Ferrari-esque.
to do it. They're
Yeah, I
just
mean
unable to do
it's
it.
exactly how it is. It's the we are checking version of it, whatever. Except they haven't said anything like this, right? That's all it is.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Um,
But this is it. Your lead strategist should not be driving the car. That's not how it's supposed to work.
there's a book forthcoming. Zach Brown, Toto Wolff
Collision
are
course?
no, they're the
Ah,
co-authors of a forthcoming book, which is titled "How to Troll Red Bull." That's
yeah.
all they're doing. That's all they're doing. And I mean, this year Toto has barely done any of it, but it's Zach's turn, and I think they're kind of working on these notes. I can't wait to read that bestseller, man. It's going to be an instant best-selling book.
Yep.
All
I'll
right,
read it. I'll definitely read it.
I'm sure you will. We'll break it down here on the pod. Adrian Newey, Mercedes collision course. I mean, why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
I
They're
reckon
all
that could happen.
rumors, right, at this point, so why not?
Yeah, I reckon an Adrian Newey design car could definitely collide with a Mercedes on track. Yep, that could definitely happen. It has done on many occasions since 2021.
That's right. Toto Wolff telling us in Melbourne that each session thereafter would be a practice session for the remainder of the season.
Paid off, hasn't it?
Paid off, only to come back and rack on 3 wins, right? More than any other teams besides Max Verstappen. Genius.
Yep, yeah. Paid off. Good.
Genius.
Yeah. But
Speak.
this is it. Iterative work. Sticking to a concept that actually has some legs, and having a god tier technical director in James Allison is apparently all you needed.
Toto Wolff openly flirting with Max to get him to replace Lewis. Sheesh. I mean, come on, be a little subtle, Toto.
Really,
Have you heard of
really.
WhatsApp, Toto? Just ask Horner. Oh, no, never mind. Too soon. Too soon. Too
Oof,
soon. No, can't
ouch.
do that.
Okay, I saw we went
Hey.
with that. Very good. Yeah, nice.
George Russell disqualified for an underweight car at Belgium. Brutal. Hey, but at least he got the W in Austria, right? So you win some, you lose some. That's kind of how life works, and that's just how it is. That's how it is. Lewis Hamilton has 2 wins and more wins than any driver, not family, driver besides Max. Don't look now, Shez, but the Lewis Hamilton comeback tour is blazing ahead. Maybe he can win the Drivers' Championship, huh?
Who knows? I think
Okay,
it's unlikely.
it's unlikely, but not impossible. Not impossible.
Nothing's impossible, as you say, but I think it's unlikely.
Speaking of Lewis Hamilton searching for an exit clause in his Ferrari contract these days. Quite funny because not too long ago he was looking for the same in his Mercedes contract. It was like, how can I get out of this right now, right? Before Monaco, he was doing that, and now he's like, oh no, this is not too bad. I'll just stick around for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, go back to our videos about Lewis signing for Ferrari. I think there's some push factors and some pull factors, and one of the push factors was definitely from Mercedes not offering him the deal he wanted. He was pretty clear he would have stayed otherwise.
Love it, man.
Um,
You're plugging our content all over the place. I just
have to,
absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
have to.
George Russell, Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli. 3 don't go into 2, Shaz. So poor old George. George, it appears Toto doesn't like you that much after all. Just saying, man. Just saying. It's gonna happen.
Definite. Kimmy's definitely going to be in the car next year.
It looks like Max is gonna be, and then Kimi's gonna take George's seat. Like, because they're not gonna keep Kimi hanging for like 1 year is about as long as he'll stay, right? If he doesn't do it in 25, he's there in 26, right? So at latest.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of then having him, right?
Yeah.
Kimi Antonelli, 2025 Mercedes seat, collision course.
Uh, yeah, maybe. The thing is, they're going to have a problem because I genuinely, I don't think they should. They have a good reason to get rid of George Russell, given how Kimi is currently performing in F2. Like, he's not. Everyone says that he's a child prodigy, that he's gonna like rip up F1 and tear out a new hole, but so far you've got a proven entity in George Russell in terms of his junior career, and how he stacked up against a 7-timer. Can you genuinely say that Kimi's got the same pedigree? I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, it's now or never, right? Really. I mean, I mean, if this is the window to try it, like it's this year or the 25 or 26, right? At
Yeah,
most.
so,
So,
so Kimi
so you
getting
got to
into a
come.
Mercedes seat
Mhm.
is a move born out of fear that they're going to lose another driver. That's
Mhm.
Toto's anxiety, his max anxiety coming out again.
Mhm.
And if it means that he loses George Russell,
Mhm.
I think that would be sad. It would be sad.
It would be. It would be, but seems like it might happen, considering how much Toto has talked about Max. I mean, it's got to really hurt his feelings. Speaking of whom, Max Verstappen, 2024 champion, collision course.
Yes.
Hmm. Checo Perez must have those receipts. He has got those receipts tight, locked up, and he's got it because he ain't losing that seat anymore. Not this year.
Yeah,
Helmut Marko, make up your damn mind. One day you don't want Perez, next day you're saying we need to support him more.
I
What's
am.
up with that? I
Well, I
mean,
think it
what's
was.
up with that?
Well, I think it was a decision by committee as opposed to Helmut saying it on his own, right? I'm sure Horner had something to do with it as well.
Make up your damn mind, Helmut, and then be brave. Say what you actually feel. What's up with all of this saying stuff in the press? Speaking of, I mean, I think of three drivers these days and what they might be telling each other, right? Daniel Kvyat, Alex Albon, and Pierre Gasly. They've got this group text going, and every time they hear about Checo, they're typing in WTF. WTF. Like, can you imagine what they've been thinking?
Yeah, what did we have to do?
They evidently
If only, if
if
only
only they
we'd,
were.
if only we'd been able to sell more Red Bull in North America.
That's right. Max Verstappen, Mercedes seat in 25 or 26 collision course.
Uh, yeah, it's looking like it was looking pretty. Like I think we put up a good argument for it. I still think that there's a case of why should he stay at Red Bull at the moment. I can't see many good reasons anymore. Um, and Mercedes seems like a good home. I agree. But
That said, Max Verstappen, Aston Martin in
I'm
25 or
allowed to talk about it now, am
26
I? Oh, okay.
collision
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. So look, one of the things that you said in the last video was that Adrian Newey had wanted to work with Lewis Hamilton. He's never actually said that in the press. In fact, the only driver he's talked about wanting to drive to work with is Fernando Alonso. Um, and who lives at Aston Martin right now? Fernando. Would they brush him aside very quickly to get in Max Verstappen? Yes. Would they get rid of Lance Stroll to get in Max Verstappen? I think not.
Mm. So Adrian Newey, enjoy Lawrence Stroll's money on the way to designing his son's car, only to finish behind the top four teams. All right. If that's what you're going to decide to do, that's great. So Adrian Newey's a genius. This is taking nothing away from it, but we know that it's
He's
not
not enough of
always.
a genius to get Checo Perez a
There you
driver's
go. If
title.
you were that good, then why is Checo struggling? There you go.
Correct.
That's it. That's the take we need to have. I love it. I love it. Adrian Newey, say hello to nepotism and a lot of money. Evidently, a lot of money. I mean, this is like it's crazy amount of money from one guy. But hey, Daddy
Ah, he's
Stroll's
worth
got a
it.
lot of
Told you.
money. He's totally
He
worth
is.
it.
He is the
I
silver bullet.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Lance Stroll, 2026 champion, collision course. Lance Stroll isn't giving up his seat if Adrian Newey's coming there. I can guarantee that to you. Like, because Lance is like, hey, Dad, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. Like, were you thinking now is the time I'm gonna go?
Man,
Like, no, it's
I'm
not gonna
telling
happen.
you, if Lance Stroll wins a drivers' championship,
Before Leclerc,
whether
Norris,
but but
Piastri,
but especially if they've managed to get Max Verstappen in the other car,
it's
I don't
over.
know. I don't know what the world is coming to.
So,
Honestly, do we like
yeah.
what?
Speaking of which, Fernando Alonso, Red Bull seat in 25 or 26 collision course.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Max goes, they're gonna have to replace him with somebody, and Checo's not going to be flying the flag particularly. I would say yeah, Fernando's not a bad choice, but I wonder if Charles Leclerc might suddenly get tired of Ferrari and say, sure, I'll take that Red Bull seat.
There might be a lot of
Um,
exit clauses there. We just don't
but
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the problem is though, what is the draw at Red Bull now
Yeah.
that now that Adrian Newey's not there.
Well, if Max is leaving Red Bull right now, I think that if you're a top driver, you're not wanting to take that. But for Alonso, it's doable. It's a risk he
I
could
think
take.
I think that would be a typical move for Alonso, always moving to a team just as they fall into decline.
Hmm. Adrian Newey, Williams collision course.
Nah,
Just gonna say it out there. I know it may not happen, but look, if it does happen, I said it here first. That's why I
sure.
got all of these in,
Yeah, sure. You want to do Adrian Newey to Audi Sauber?
It's coming, man. Williams with the steal of the century. Really, they really do. And Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, racing for a single point every week. I mean, what could be more riveting than that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that, but they managed to get Carlos when every other team basically passed on him.
But
Yeah,
listen,
well done.
you got to give it to James Vowles, man. He is talking up a big game, saying things like he has the most fearsome lineup on the grid. I'm like, how about making the car faster for a change, huh? James, come on.
I think they're
Oh, and
working on
by the
it.
way, while we're at it, have you replaced your software or are you still using Microsoft Excel now, or has that been changed?
I think actually they have. They have spent a lot of money on that on getting in a up to date um, parts sourcing tool. That was where their problem was. But that wasn't James Vowles' issue. He inherited it from a very underfunded team beforehand. So
Hmm.
I think it's probably a bit unfair to blame it on him.
Moving on. Ollie Behrman, Esteban Ocon, welcome to Haas. Ollie Behrman, Esteban Ocon, weekly battles, collision course. Gosh, I would have liked to see Gunther on the pit wall for this one. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I've seen
This
a
would have
lot of
been.
people saying, Esteban was fighting his team because they weren't particularly on his side, and that's why Pierre Gasly got the better of him. Yeah, I think I've seen a little too much of Esteban Ocon in different teams to not think that, if Ollie Behrman starts to show a clean pair of heels, Esteban might get a little bit wayward with the steering wheel in close quarters. I've seen it a few too many times for that not to be what I think is going to happen.
Okay, Steak Sauber. Hey, Audi, Steak Sauber. Enjoy Mattia's leadership skills, man. I can't wait to see Mattia finger wagging one of his drivers, whoever gets paired up with Hulkenberg and doing that kind
I
of
think
thing.
he'll have
Uh-huh.
there'll be no danger of that because
Uh-huh.
Jonathan Wheatley will be team principal and at the track.
Uh-huh. We'll see. Kevin Magnussen, Steak Sauber / Audi, collision course.
Nah.
Do it. Do it. I mean, what could be funnier than both K-Mag and Hulkenberg ending up on another
Oh,
team
it's,
together? That'd be great. Why not? Uh,
K-Bag I think has had his day.
he's had his day. Alpine, I have nothing for you guys, man. Be
Sell to
better.
Andretti.
Sell to Andretti. There we go. All I can think of is Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Ryan Reynolds, a bunch of other A-list celebrities investing in Alpine. They've got a group text going that is titled "Sunk Cost." Like that investment ain't coming back, guys. It ain't coming back. Go back to making more money in your day jobs.
I hear they're not impressed.
All right, Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull 2025 seed collision course. Seems like he's lined up for it, isn't he? It keeps changing every time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they have to make space, don't they, for Liam Lawson? So I mean,
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what Yuki has done to be living in this purgatory at Red Bull, the Red Bull purgatory that he lives in. He won't get promoted. They won't let him go. They're just gonna keep him there. I don't know. That by the time he's ready to go, Max will be at Aston with the Honda engine. So I don't know. This is just amazing. It's mind blowing. I mean, I think they're actively destroying Yuki's career. Like
Yeah, but
just
but nobody else seems to want to take an interest in him either, which is also
because they won't let him go. They won't. I mean,
they
and
would let him. I'm sure they would let him go if somebody else showed some interest.
what potential can you show being in one of the RBs? They're not promoting him to Red Bull for reasons that have nothing to do with on-track stuff. Like
But
I get it, he was immature when he first came in, but
forget
good God, it's a different thing
forget
now.
Red Bull. But why did Haas not look at him?
I don't know.
Why are
I mean,
Audi
those are
Sauber not
different
looking at
teams.
him?
Yeah, but those are different teams. And Haas and Audi aren't
Correct,
really, but
correct. So why are they not looking at him?
But why can't Red Bull promote him over Checo
Okay,
Perez? He's
but
done better than Checo,
but
no?
that's an ongoing question.
Yeah,
But
but
they're
he's
not
part of
gonna.
the Red Bull family. They're not going to show an interest in him just yet. And where else is he going to go? Alpine?
Well, Carlos was part of the Red Bull family until he wasn't. So yeah, Alpine, yes, why not? Why are other teams not taking interest in him? I have to ask
I'm
that
with you. I'm
question
with you.
again.
We're gonna have to do a Yuki Tsunoda special at some point, and just to figure out what this all is all about. My final observation is for our tired F1 pod
Drum roll.
viewers. Exactly. The
Yep.
tired F1 pod viewers insulting Shez and I. Collision course. Forever, man. It's just happening. And guys, we're happy with that. Keep those praises pouring in, man. Just hit subscribe and your insults will land even better. Thank you all for being wonderful viewers, wonderful subscribers. Please, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit that subscribe. We're getting very close to the 1K mark. We'd love to get there as quickly as possible and be able to keep doing more fun things. As always, like, leave a comment. We read every comment. We try to respond to as many of those as we can. And we will see you again in another episode soon.